Before I introduce my co-panelists, let me just introduce myself. My name is Martin von Grønbæk. I'm an IT lawyer, and the reason why I'm here is probably because I spend a lot of time advising startup companies and web companies on new business models on the internet. And one of the definite perspectives that I'm applying in that respect is open licensing, open source, open content, premium models, which is partly what we are going to discuss today on the panel. As you probably read already, the title for this panel is Sell More, or let's see if this was the right, Sell More of Less or Less of More. I cannot actually remember which it was. But the point is that we're going to discuss future and maybe also present business models on the net. And I think we have decided to narrow that very broad topic down to the question freemium or premium. We're going to discuss how prevailing new interesting business models on the net to a large extent is focused on selling stuff for free and then charging some of the customers for using added services, premium content, and so on. Together with me on this panel, I have two very knowledgeable people who will give us insight on two particular aspects of freemium and premium. First is Jonas Hedman, who's just next to me. He's an associate professor at Copenhagen's Business School, and he does a lot of work in one of the areas that we are going to talk about, which is cash and new or payments and new business models. He's involved in something called the Cashless Society project, run by the Copenhagen Finance IT region. What is the translation of that into Danish?
Kontantløse samfund.
Det kontantløse samfund projektet. And together on the panel we have as well Jesper Ritsmer Stormholt, who is the regional manager for Google Enterprise in the Nordic region. And Jesper has a lot of... I didn't scare you away? No.
He left.
Jesper has a lot of experience outside of Google as well. It would not be much if he had just been around while Google was around, but he's actually been around for within the industry for plus 18 years, doing a lot of work within disruptive technologies such as Google, but also before that. And he will talk about, of course, Google and how Google is making money on providing free services and charging for premium services. Good. I think the presentations that you're going to hear from our panelists are going to last about 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes each, and then we'll open up the floor for discussion, and hopefully we'll get just as an interactive session as the previous one. But I don't know, Jesper, are you ready to think? What about Jonas? Can he go on before? Or?
No.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll try to make I can do the tap dancing or something.
Entertain them.
Okay. No. But as an introduction to the two presentations we're going to hear, we have discussed before what is actually the essence of the new business models that we are concentrating on. And I think that we agree on that among all those different ways of making money or saving expenses by using the internet, what is interesting here is that we can see that almost all interesting new web businesses have business models that carry some similar characteristics. And this would be that you would allow a lot of users, enormous amount of users, to use your services for free, and then just a fraction of those users you would charge for your services or your content. And these services can both be that you actually allow them to use the functionality of your software, your solutions online via the browser. That's the typical web application or the web service. or it could be that you allow your customers, your users, to use content, copyright-protected content that you would otherwise charge for. And then the way that you make money is that if you can just get a few of those customers, maybe just a couple of percentages of those customers to pay you money, then you would actually have a profitable business. And underlying that way of making money is also a paradigm shift in the costs of doing business online. Because in a physical world, you will only be subjected to the law of scarcity in the sense that in order to set physical shops up all over the world, you would have enormous cost of capital, enormous marginal cost of adding another unit. But today, almost every web shop, almost every e-commerce business, almost every web service is able to set up shop by using Google or Amazon web services, by using open source software, by using social media, thereby lowering cost of production, cost of sales, cost of marketing, and so on. So that you can actually, being a pretty small company that has the whole world as your customer base. And that means that you can have, let's say, 100,000 customers, and it's not that expensive for you to provide it for free. And if you just have a conversion for maybe 10, 1, 2, 3%, then you're actually able to make money. And how that ties from Google to what Jonas is going to talk about is that it's actually also possible today to charge a relatively small amount and still have a profitable business in the sense that the cost of charging money, of getting payment, is drastically lowered as opposed to before. So this is my attempt to get the clock going until the presentation was ready. And I think I will leave the floor to Jesper. Yeah. Okay.
Hello. Looks like you can hear me. Can we get the? So there we go. It's working. So my name is Jesper Stormholt, and so I manage the business unit at Google in the Nordic region that deals with our cloud services. So I was really thrilled to hear the talk about privacy just before, because it was really interesting to be in the back of the room and to see that there were some hands that was raised when the issue about privacy was mentioned, that things will get better, because they will, absolutely. Anyway, that was a little bit a detour. My purpose here is to give you an idea about what Google is doing in this area and what we have done so far. You go back to when Google first started as a company, when we created a search engine, when we created a service that the first 3 years was not monetized. The people that created Google.com did not really know or had not figured out properly how can we make money on this. And between 3 and 4 years down the road, they discovered, let's start to show advertisement. And I think most of you will be well aware of where that service is today and what we have achieved there. So the basic concept is you search for something, and we display an ad that is relevant to the keywords that you search for. That's the basic concept, making the ad as relevant as possible to the keywords you're searching for. So this is the basic business philosophy of our search engine. Then we have evolved as a company. We've evolved into many different services, many products, Picasa, Blogger, Gmail, Calendar, Docs, you name it. Some of you might have used a few of them here and then. Google Plus, I also heard. I was really very happy to hear that there are some young people using that service as well. So over time, all of these services, the majority of them has really been freemium or free, with the purpose of building a strong brand recognition and building a relationship between the consumer or even a business user with the Google brand. And most of those services, not all of them, we are displaying advertisement either as a banner or as a context-sensitive ad. Take Google Mail as an example. In the freemium edition of Google Mail, you might have an email from a friend. And that email talks about he's been out looking for new Adidas running shoes. So what happens is, since we know he's a Dane, because he signed up as a Dane when he started the service, he accepted the terms that allows us to display an ad, context sensitive to the content of his email. That allows us to now show an advertisement of the local Sportsmaster or Intersport store that sells Adidas shoes. And that's in essence the business model in freemium for us. So we don't just throw you dog toys advertisement when the content of your email is Adidas shoes. There might be a link between those two. I just can't figure them out. But anyway, so it's really making it as context sensitive as possible and as relevant as possible. As time has evolved around these services, we've taken it to another step. Because first we launched Google Mail in 2004. We provided 1 gigabyte of disk space to consumers. You got a gmail.com email address. And by sometime this year, we're between 200 and 300 million users on this service. So it's a massive scale, and it's completely all over the globe. In 2007, we discovered that a lot of businesses were running on gmail.com. They were basically putting their business email on our freemium service. We displayed advertisement, but that was fine because it was free, and they really enjoyed the service. So in 2007, we launched a new initiative where we're now starting to charge the users a premium fee. A fee which is, so you want the service, you like the service, you don't want a gmail.com domain name, you might want yourcompany.dk as a domain name, and you don't want advertisements. So we simply created a new service that changes the way computing is run in many companies and today, moving away from client-server world to a cloud computing model.